6 interview tips.
Upon entering the interview room, raise your arms above your head to appear larger and assert your dominance. Welcome to my inspirational, highly educational video on how to get the bestest job for smart people. My reasons for being so kind as to provide you all with this amazing information are entirely selfish and will be gotten into further in this video. Between these incredible job guaranteeing tips that will definitely get you a job. TM. Please note that these tips will almost certainly not get you a job or anything even resembling one and will more than likely get you sectioned. Please use advice at your own risk, and if you do any of these and get a job offer, tell me, because that would be amazing. Never blink. Blinking is a sign of weakness and gives the interviewer an opportunity to attack. So this week, or last week, depending on when on earth this video actually goes up, YouTube decided it would be a fun idea to leave me waiting literal days to find out if my latest work, terrible as it may be, was worthy of the advertising gods, even though apparently it had been viewed 90 plus times by them. To say the least, this was a little bit frustrating, and by frustrating I mean made me tear myself inside out, because general anxiety is a fun condition for the cool kids. If approached for a handshake, recoil to the nearest corner, shrieking constantly until you have been safely removed from the premises. Also, within my bitching about this nonsense, I noticed a small but insufferably smug group who for many years I had tacitly accepted as having some kind of point, mostly due to the fact that I have the self-worth of a dog turd, talking about how my expectation to get paid for something I spend hours doing and literally tens of thousands, sometimes even hundreds of thousands of people enjoy regularly, including them apparently, or why would they turn up to multiple videos? I guess hate watchers, but who could hate me? I'm such a warm and cuddly piece of human garbage. Whenever the interviewer is asking a question, be sure to shout motivational slogans like "Go team" and "Never give up" to show your commitment to supporting your co-workers. These super fans, you see, would explain to me how YouTube is not a real job because, well, they rarely gave coherent reasons, but the one that came the closest to making sense was that it was unstable. Well, yes, but then so is everything. Many people have done YouTube for years and not had a single problem. And you could get sacked tomorrow because you're such a whiny little cow bag that no one likes. Never stop power squatting. Even when there's nobody in the room, you never know when someone will walk in and be impressed by your physical prowess. So this week I have decided that enough is enough. If they can't be bothered to pay me for the work I do, that ultimately they almost always say is advertiser friendly, then I'm just going to have to take this crap into my own hands. And by my hands, I mean your hands. And to ensure that you are all capable of supporting this channel, I'm going to do my best to make sure you are all gainfully employed. You are so welcome. Don't forget to bring a picnic. Offer tea to the interviewer between ramming fistfuls of cake into your face. Thus, today's first episode of 6 Being Good at Doing Life Pro Tips, your top resource for advice in life, love, and how to do a being existed, that today will totally get you work and not say locked up in the loony bin, interspersed with these fantastic job guaranteeing advicicles. The remainder of this hard-hitting piece of journalism for smarts will be advertisements for the various means of supporting me and my channel, and the adorable tiny people I care for on a regular basis. If your interviewer is female, place various brands of tampons on the desk over the course of the interview to show you are comfortable with feminine hygiene. Are you tired of not being famous, handsome, and good at the sex? Well, you need brand new extra strength Sick brand merch. Sick brand merch is the only merchandise with artwork created by the famous, womansome, and almost as good at the sex, Mrs. Sick. And running the store is basically her job now, so if you don't buy something, you must hate her. And by extension, all women. You don't want to be a woman hater, do you? Sick brand merch. Because you're better than that. Wear a balaclava and sunglasses. Your identity is none of their fucking business. Sometimes, when Sir Sick is streaming, I have emotions that I don't know how to express with the words. Also, I want a shiny plate to help me stand out from the plebs. That's when I found memberships to Sir Six Whiskey Club, where you'll be awarded a sexy glass to show how special you are, and the ability to share emojis drawn by some woman that he sleeps with apparently, which is really cool. Don't worry if you don't like whiskey, just pretend it's tea or something. Freak. Sir Six Whiskey Club. We aren't better than you, we just think we are. Eat nothing but beans and garlic cloves on the week leading up to your interview. If they ask what that smell is, smile and state, "That's the smell of success, compadre." So, probably should have opened with this one, really, since, those other two have tangible benefits. But, Patreon, it's been a lifeline for this channel during some of the rougher months and really does help take the sting out of demonetization. And as it steadily goes up, it really takes the fear out of the ever-looming YouTube algorithm of complete channel sodomy. With so many creators having their channels deleted or just getting kicked out of the partner program for seemingly no reason, platforms like Patreon allow people to work with relatively less fear. Although, sometimes they will kick you out too. But that's why I made this video. I want to stop having to care about some stupid singular system run largely by machines that can't tell the difference between a joke and an earnest statement, and seems to think that I'm just as in favour of pseudo-scientific gibberish as your average flatard because I'm making fun of them. I am set up for per video donations, but you can limit that to just $1 and $1 a month, and even that really, really helps me out and takes that looming spike further away from my head. If interviewing for a role in food service, be sure to loudly state that you have never had sexual intercourse with a salad before serving it to a customer. To those of you who cannot afford anything and or are going to donate rather than do something important like heat your kids or feed your house, please don't worry. I know this is corny, but every single person who watches my content has helped it get where it is today, and continued support of any kind like sharing, commenting, liking or just showing up will let me grow this channel into something special that is just for us to sit down and have a laugh at the sillies. Sometimes we might disagree on what is and isn't silly, and sometimes I'll make a stupid elementary mistake because I am just a dumbass with a computer, a cartoon avatar and a mic, trying his best to wrap his head around the world today and the ridiculous things people believe. But as long as we can keep fun in the air towards the people we disagree with, instead of this unnecessary anger and violence that really seems to be taking over today, I think we will win out in the end. If ever there is an awkward pause, break the tension by unhinging your jaw and swallowing a live cat whole. Preferably theirs, but any cat will do. Also great for children's parties. To all of those get a real job guys who have stuck it to the end. I have a real jobs and I've had lots of them. Hated them all. But I decided to do something about it and started doing something I love and got paid for it. I heard somewhere that's the secret to happiness. Maybe you should try it instead of being bitter in my comments. Thanks. If you need to defecate during the interview, excuse yourself by explaining that you have an all-encompassing drug habit. No one wants to imagine you having a crap. Ultimately, I want to stress that the channel isn't going anywhere. I still have time to make regular videos, but I want to remove the barriers between me and making better content than I currently am. And if you can help with that directly, that's great. If you can't, that's cool too. You take care of you dudes. Anyway, do we have time for one more fantastic piece of interview advice? I think we do. Can't have you jobless layabouts not contributing, can we? Kiss kiss. Upon concluding the interview, bring out your karaoke machine and sing the 10-minute rendition of Bat Out of Hell by Meatloaf to seal the deal. Wind machine and stage lighting are optional if you don't want the job.